Well, good morning, happy new year, merry Christmas everybody. This is Greg Warford at an undisclosed location near the DFW airport, so pardon the planes that may fly over, but I was asked to shoot a quick testimony about X39 by my buddy Mike, and I wanted to do that because I really love this product, and the fact that I'm able to be out here at this amazing facility and going to be able to ride a dirt bike at all is quite the story. So let's just jump in for the sake of time, okay? I live here near Dallas, Texas, and in 2015 I was diagnosed with prostate cancer and a Gleason score of 8, and it wasn't a very good prognosis, but we took it head on. We had surgery, we had hormone treatments, and 36 rounds of radiation. Well, they kind of scoped me head to toe, and they discovered something called avascular necrosis in both of my hips, which is like the Bo Jackson disease, if you ever heard of that. Both hips were dying, and so if I did beat the cancer, I was probably going to end up needing hip replacements, and my days of being athletic were over, basically, if you listen to the doctors, right? But I don't listen sometimes. So anyway, 2016 they said I was in remission, and then in 2017 they said, oh no, our mistake, we are not in remission. As a matter of fact, it's not even curable, it's very aggressive, and it's not an immediate threat, but it's an intermediate threat. It's gonna get you someday, you know. And so I switched doctors because I'm stubborn. I went to MD Anderson Cancer Center down in Houston. A couple of years later, you know, I finally accepted that they were right. And let me run through the rest of the list so you understand why in 2019 I was getting pretty down on myself. So we had all these treatments, but all the complications, and then I got rear-ended in a car wreck, and some other things led to chronic pain. I had 4 compressed vertebrae in my neck. I had to have a rotator cuff repaired. I had to have a steel plate taken out. I forget how many outpatient surgeries. So about 4 or 5 major surgeries, bunches of outpatient surgeries, 143 rounds of hyperbaric oxygen treatment, trips back and forth to Houston to MD Anderson, about 100 rounds of physical therapy, and living in pain. And I just was done. And then a friend introduced me to something, thank you Jim, that helped to course correct the cancer. I was able to slow it to almost a crawl. And around that same time, my wife and I had both chronic pain. She could barely even walk at that moment. I mean, it was crazy. And she ended up joining Lifewave. We both saw results from the pain, you know, pretty soon, within, for her, a few days, for me, a few weeks. And it was life-changing. It stopped, you know, that area. So my wife ended up getting sick also just a few months later, and she ended up dropping out of the business, but I kept using the patches. And I'm standing here today. I've been using them, you know, pretty faithfully for over a year, and I can tell you that it's just unbelievable to me. I've just started training to try to build back up to ride motocross again, and I really can only do, you know, just a few minutes. But when you're talking about a sport that's this physically demanding, and someone who's 59 with supposedly an incurable disease, who couldn't even really function due to pain a year and a half ago, it's pretty amazing. So if you're interested in feeling better, you know, they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Whoever shared this with you, they're really not steering you wrong if you treat it with, you know, respect. Put it on diligently, follow the directions. I believe it can help anyone to feel better and younger. And I know you don't have extreme situations like me, but everyone probably wants to feel better, right? So happy new year, and I hope you do try it. Thank you.